we are now looking at 8C.2. This is our last notes video before our quiz on Tuesday. So looking at 8C.2, we are solving systems of equations by graphing. We're also going to look at them algebraically to find the intersection points. So, looking at example 1, y equals negative 1x squared plus 3x plus 16, and y equals 9x over x minus 1. So when it asks to solve a system of equations graphically, all you're going to do is use your graphing calculator. Okay, so I'm going to make this bigger. For graphing, right, you're going to do a new document. We are graphing, so we'll add a graph. Our first equation was something like negative 1x squared plus 3x plus 16. And all I'm going to do is hit enter, and we get a graph like this. Okay. So let's write down those steps we've done already so that we can look back and remember them. So, new doc, and then 2, add graphs. Type in graph, or type in function, let's say, or equation. So we did that. The next thing is the tab button. Hit the tab button to type again. Okay. So if you look on on the computer, let me move this over a little bit, otherwise we can't. I'll move this way. Okay, the tab button is right here. All right, so here's our tab button. And it brings this up. I don't know why it's blinking. It's panicking. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Usually that doesn't happen. You hit the tab button and it pops up so that you can type here again. Okay? Then I'm typing in this fraction. On these calculators, to type a fraction well, really what you want to do is hit Control first and then hit divide. And it pops up very nicely. Okay. So let's write that in. Control, then your division sign, and it pops up very nice in order to do your fraction. So we have 9x. And then I want to make sure, I want to zoom out just a little bit. I don't know what just happened. Zoom out. I don't know why it's being weird today. Because look, there were these extra little pieces over here that we didn't see. So always zoom out a few times to make sure you're not missing anything on your graph. So, menu. I don't remember what it was. Menu, 4 and 4. And then hit enter a few times. And I say a few, it's just till you're certain, like, there's not going to be any other mysterious intersection points out there, okay? So, like, here I can kind of see like this one's done. There's not really going to be anything else out here. It's just a lot of white space. Then to find your or your intersections, kind of the same thing as we've been doing. Menu, analyze graph, intersection points. Okay? And it's to the left and to the right. So I only care about the x value because that's what we're solving for. Okay, so we have -2. This is going to drive me crazy. +2. And then you can see there's one right here. Why won't it just... And 4. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 intersection points. So let's write down those steps. Menu. 6, which is analyze graph. And then 4 is intersection. And then it's the whole left-right thing that we're used to as with x-intercepts, our max and minimums, right, all of that. So x equals -2, x equals 2, and x equals 4. Okay. All right, let's do our second one. Be a little quicker because we don't have to write down all our steps. So on new document. No, I don't want to save, and we want to add a graph. Okay. So y equals 2x squared plus x minus 4 is our first function. Hit enter. Again, this tab button is how we get to write again. I'm going to hit control and then divide. 2x squared minus 2x minus 4 over x minus 2. I'm going to go to menu, window zoom, and I'm going to zoom out just a few times. And it doesn't look like there's any weird ones. Then menu, analyze graph, intersection, left side to right side. That one's at -1.5. Menu, 6, analyze graph, 4, intersection, left side. Sorry. Keep that there. Menu, analyze graph, 4, intersection, left side, right side, and 2. Okay. So our two answers here were x equals -1.5 and x equals 2. All right, that's really it for solving by graphing. We also want to look at solving algebraically. Okay. So when we solve algebraically, we're using substitution. Since this is y and this is y, right, we can take what's here and drop it into that y. Okay, so really this is x plus 3. I don't know what I'm doing. Once we do that, it's the same thing we've been doing, right? We have to find our common denominator. So this is over 1. So our least common denominator is going to be x. These are just 1s, so you don't have to worry about them. So times x over x, right? And then that also has to be times x over x. This one already is over x. X squared over x plus 3x over x equals 4 over x. These go away. So you have x squared plus 3x equals 4. We're going to subtract 4 from both sides. Right? Because this is a quadratic, so we want it equal to 0. Then factor. So then our two answers are x equals -4 and x equals 1. Okay. Now we can check by graphing. Okay. New document, no, add graphs. So my first one was 4 over x. Hit tab. My second one was x plus 3. Okay. I'm just going to check my intersection points are -4 and 1. Stop it. Okay. Keep trying to grab it. So yes, I have a -4. Menu, analyze graph, intersection. I don't know why it's like this. And then +1. Okay, so we did that question correctly. We got x equals -4 and x equals 1. All right, let's look at our second one. Y equals 9 over x. And y equals 4x. And I'm going to drop this right into this y because these are both y. Again, this is over 1. Our LCD, again, is going to be x. That's nice. So x times 4x is 4x squared over x over 9x. We can get rid of our denominator. So we're left with 4x squared equals 9. This is a quadratic. So I'm going to get it equal to 0. Now, factoring this one, it's just 1, 2 terms. So I'm going to be doing difference of squares. Taking the square root of this and the square root of that. The square root of 4x is 2x plus the square root of 9 is 3. Then we also need the 2x minus 3. Okay. So then x equals -3/2. And x equals 3/2. If you need this work shown, right, that comes from 2x plus 3 equals 0. So 2x equals -3. Okay. Same thing for this one. 2x minus 3 equals 0. So 2x equals 3, divide by 2. Okay, same thing. We can check our answer with a graph. So on new document, no, add graph. All right, so we have 9 over x, and again, you can do that control divide. It will, if you do that, you know for sure that you're typing it in correctly. Tab 4x. Okay. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit just to make sure I see my graph or my intersection points and I can read them easily. Analyze graph, intersection. I'm going to try really hard. Okay. Try not to have it grab it. Okay, there to there. Okay, and it says negative 1.5, but we got negative 3/2. So make sure you're paying attention to the fractions versus decimals, right? Negative 3/2 is negative 1.5, so the calculator will give you the decimal. So just be careful with that when you're checking. Same thing, analyze graph, intersection. Oh, I did it. Yay, I did it that time without any issues. So that one is 1.5. All right, that's it.